Hey guys, and welcome back to Deep College Thoughts. We're gonna get straight into today's episode with a game time. We're doing memes again because I actually liked it and it was really funny. So, you want to go first?
Nah, you go first.
I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a Bad Bunny clip. Kayla's gonna post it somewhere here. And that's my reaction when Kayla texts me. It'd be like, guess what just happened? Or she'd be like, guess who I saw on campus? I'd be like, oh. You know?
Yeah. Well, to keep the theme of text messages, mine is this clip of Jay-Z here. And this is when Johnny be texting me. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know what to say. Like, ooh. Yeah. It's like that little emoji. I'll insert it when they're like,
but they're peeking. They're like, with one eye. That's so funny. Okay, so the meaning of being an extrovert and an introvert, because today's episode is kind of going to be about like friendships, knowing when to take care of yourself, being okay with being by yourself compared to going out with friends and all of that. So, did I not? Oh, I did put it on here. Okay, so the difference between an extrovert and an introvert is, this is basically, I also got this on Google, so this is like copy and paste from Google. Do I want to use their definition? I don't.
that's fine.
Okay. So the difference between an extrovert and an introvert in my mind is, an extrovert is a very outgoing person, always like to socialize, always like to be out there, always collaborating, where an introvert likes to be in smaller groups or just likes to be by themselves, and nothing's like wrong or anything, you know, because a lot of people, I guess, nowadays think like, oh, if they're alone, like they're depressed and all of that. But some people just love to be by themselves.
Me.
Kayla.
And then there are ambiverts, people who are both.
Yes.
Which might actually be me. Like, I have my social time, then I want to be alone for the next 3 days.
Okay. So maybe not. Maybe you can be an extrovert, but then, you know, it just drains out your social battery, so then you have to be an introvert for like a long period of time.
Totally. The next month.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about friendships, making friends, keeping friends, and letting go of friendships, and all of that. So me and Kayla have been friends, I believe, since August 16th of 2023, so a year. I think our friendship is amazing, so we're keeping this friendship. She can't go nowhere. You're making it seem like if you can't leave right now.
Anyway.
That was a joke. Making friends is kind of hard for me because, I don't know. I mean, we can always be, what's the word you said, acquaintances? Yeah, but I don't really think acquaintances are friends. You know?
Yeah. I don't think making friends is hard for me. I like the friends I have now, and I'm at the point in my life where it's not bad to make new friends, but it's not something that I want.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And also, like, I'm a chronic oversharer. And so I genuinely do not need everybody out there knowing my business, okay?
That's why I think making friends is hard, because it's like, you don't want them to know everything.
Right, but then I just start talking, and I'm like...
You start yapping.
No, and then I'm like, It's like that one TikTok. Well, my mom was a joke. What about the ass?
It's like 12th grader. So you're gonna bring me a birthday gift to my birthday party on my birthday just because it's my birthday?
Yeah, I just start yapping like, and we just start low key trauma dumping, and maybe that's
Yeah.
what friendships are, just trauma bonds.
Yapping. Um, I think keeping friends could be hard depending on like, you know how what's that saying? Like keep your friends close but your
Enemies
enemies
closer.
closer.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then letting go of friendships. I I don't think it's hard in a way for me. It depends on the person.
I think that if I feel the need to let you go as a friend, then the disconnect has already started, and
Yeah.
we're at the end. We've already been on the decline, and we're at the end, and I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that because in my in high school and well, not really now because I don't really have anybody that I've cut off as of recent. But I think that I put up with a lot of stuff that I didn't have to or that I shouldn't have. And so once I felt that disconnect, once I felt comfortable enough to say, hey, you know what? I'm pretty sure I could live without this person and I don't need it anymore, then I was okay. It wasn't a problem. And honestly, I think if a friendship is meant to be, then it will happen. Like even if you decide that you need a break, um, you can always get back together, and it might make things better.
Yeah. I've just always been the type to like if you want to leave, like the door's open, you know? Now, I'm really the type of person that like once the door like you leave and it shuts, the door is not going to reopen. So, unless it's meant to be, you know, and I'm okay with reopening the door, but most of the time I don't reopen that door. Um, but I am also that type of person where I like everybody in my life, I like to let them know like you could live without me. Like if I want to leave our friendship, relationship, family, whatever, however we're bonded,
Right.
if I want to leave, I can leave and you're going to be perfectly fine
Right.
without
Yeah.
me. Making time for yourself. I feel like a lot of people don't make time for themselves. Like I know some people are like, "Oh, you should do self-care, like take a day for yourself." And I feel like some people just at least for me in the past, I know during like middle school and high school, I was always with my friends. I was never alone. And then when you're doing sports, you're kind of like with your teammates all the time. So then you're really never alone because once you're not in school, you're in a sport. Like if you're not with your school friends, you're with your teammates. So you kind of like don't know what it is to make time for yourself. And I think that's been my biggest goal this year, like going into the school year, like taking at least a weekend off from work or at least a day where it's just not about school, not about anybody else, not about work, and I literally just do whatever I want to do, you know?
I definitely think that it is important to make time for yourself. It can be hard, especially since I work almost every day. And then I also have schoolwork to do. But I do tell my boss that I do at least need one day off a week. And normally I get two. Um, and if I have to, then I do take one day to do work, and then the next day to just lay in bed all day because that's what I want to do.
Literally me today.
um, so I know that it might not be something that you get to do all the time. Make time for yourself. You might not even get to do it once a week.
But at least like
But
once a
once a
month,
month, yeah, take some time for yourself.
especially if you're like a busy person. I think we're both busy. There's never really a time where
I'm always doing something.
yeah, that's
I'm
why.
never here, so
I feel like even when I do take time for myself, I'm doing something.
right.
Like it's not just I'm Like today was my first day that I laid in bed until like 1 p.m. But
no, literally, I was just telling somebody today. I was like, I really need a day off, and they were like, you just had a day off, and I was like, yeah, but I was doing stuff. Like I still had to do stuff.
Yeah.
Like I really just need a day where I can lay in the bed.
It's like that saying, I need a vacation from my vacation.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, so Kayla, you're gonna go first because I want to know. Share a moment wherein you first felt out of place in college or in life.
Well, guys,
You
um,
don't gotta give details. Just something that's like,
I don't know. In college, I won't talk about that one. I don't think. Because I don't know. There have been lots of times, but none of are significant. But I think that the one that I felt like out of place in life, and I actually wrote about this for my application.
oh,
Yeah, I was. The opening line was, "I was standing in a subway washing dishes when I knew that I was not okay," and I genuinely think that was the first time I felt out of place. Like it was like I don't know how to describe the experience, but it was like I guess I felt like I had been out of it for so long, and I had finally snapped back to reality. I'm like, oh, this.
yeah,
is...
it's like that moment where like you just keep going on and on and on because you think it's normal, and
Yeah.
you're like, wait, hold up,
And I was like,
this is not
this
okay.
is not okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, something's got to change. And it was like my junior year, I think. And I had been going through some stuff. You know, we had just come back to school the year before because of COVID. And so that year we were really just getting adjusted to things. And I think that was like my first, you need to get your life together now. Now. You need to get your life together now. Like, it's okay to be a teenager, to do teenager things, but like, you gotta get it together
Like time
right
is
now.
ticking.
Yeah. Like, it's like, yeah. I think that was my first like real. Okay, you got to get it together.
um, I think mine was really when COVID happened. Like before that, I felt like out of place with like around people, but I've never really felt like out of place within myself until COVID hit. And then I was at home. So it was like, wait, I can't go anywhere, don't want to get COVID. And this was like beginning COVID where like everybody was on lockdown. We didn't know what was going on with people.
Right.
So like you didn't want to go out, but you wanted to go out, but you were like didn't know what was gonna happen. Um and I think it was really because like I would say at that time in my life, before COVID, I would say I was really an extrovert where I always wanted to be around people because I didn't want to deal with anything by myself. So then when COVID hit and I actually was like, whoa, wait. So I've been hiding all of this entire time because I haven't been dealing with it. That's when I was like, wait, this is not okay. Like,
Right.
I need to figure something out. But yeah, so we would end of I would say beginning of sophomore year, because that's when I was doing online during COVID. Because we didn't have hybrid learning until end of sophomore year.
What is one memorable experience with each other?
We got so many.
No, seriously.
Okay, I think one. Okay, this is kind of like it's not like happy memory, but it was like we locked in. Is when me and my mom got into a car accident. And we're not gonna talk about what happened, but just know that Kayla really came to save the day. And this happened, and we didn't even know each other. We knew each other for like a month.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. That day was
That was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy.
But that day I knew.
Yeah, for real. Shout out your grandma.
What's yours?
I don't know. I do know. There are a few. My main one is when we were filming that video. For
Oh yeah.
iMac, and you were using my phone. And I'll never forget. We were standing at the trash can, and there was just that huge jug of Taylor port. And guys, this is like the first week of school. I'm like, what are people going through that bad? Like,
and it wasn't even in the dumpster. It was literally like
no,
next to the dumpster
and it was
on
completely
the floor.
empty. Like jug, gallon.
It was like the first week of school.
Yeah, I'm like, what are people going through this bad?
I was like, mind you, sitting in the dumpster is like in between freshman dorms and like mixed dorms. So it's like, who's going through this?
Right, like,
That's so funny. I forgot about that. Kayla, I'm gonna let you do this one.
oh, okay.
What advice would you give to someone struggling to be with being alone?
um, there are many different reasons people struggle with being alone. Okay, not gonna lie. But if you're struggling with being alone because you can't sit with your thoughts and sit with yourself, um, then just think about if you can't love yourself or if you can't handle yourself, how will anybody else be able to handle
you? Yeah.
Um, if you're struggling with being alone, I do recommend getting help, uh, or even talking to someone. You know, it's okay to talk to people, but you don't always have to be around someone. It's okay to be by yourself. A lot of the times, it's better to be by yourself because when you're around people, um, you can be influenced to do things that you might not want to do. Even if you are a headstrong person, sometimes it's the group mentality takes over. It's not bad to be by yourself. I actually really love being by myself because once you get to a place of peace and you're so unbothered and nobody can come in your circle and bother you, that is like ultimate euphoria, dude. Like there is no greater feeling than like I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna be by myself. I'm gonna be okay. You don't have to worry about, oh, did this person have a good day or did this and blah blah blah. Blah. And it does, and I'm not talking about people who are in relationships because if you're in a relationship and your relationship is good, then that's good for you. But if you're struggling and you're not in a relationship with somebody or you don't have somebody to be with, just know it's okay. You know, at least that's how I view it.
Yeah. I view it as like if you're a type of person that loves being around people, but like you're being around people and you're losing yourself, or like you're hanging around people to hide from your emotions or what's going on in your life, then I feel like you will struggle a lot with being alone because then you actually are like being alone, but you're sitting there with all of those emotions, thoughts, and you're just gonna struggle because your first instinct was to always
Go to
go
some,
out
yeah.
and go to someone. Um, but there's also some type of people that start to isolate themselves and want to be alone because they're sad or they're depressed and they're just going through a lot, which I feel like you have to learn the difference between being alone and being okay and being alone and crying for help.
Right.
Because those are two different things. Um,
And self isolation is okay. If you if if you know that's what you need, like if you know that you need to be by yourself, just until you can get yourself together, then that's fine. But if you've always been the type of person to like never talk to anyone, like you might need to work on your social skills. It can be scary, but it'll be okay.
yeah. Um, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah.
What you want to yap about?
Subway got this $6.99 meal deal going on, guys, and we have been so busy during the day. They got me working night shift now, so then when they put me on day shift, it's like I've lost my mojo. It's like I cannot keep up. Carrie is laying them sandwiches. I cannot keep up, bro. So I'm telling you this now. If you get in the $6.99 meal deal, please do not. Just think about your local Subway workers, y'all. Because this is ridiculous, right? Oh
Wait,
my
but
God.
what is the $6.99 meal?
Oh, the $6.99 meal, I didn't tell y'all.
You're complaining about the meal. I'm hungry. What's the meal?
And it's crazy because like a 6 cent chicken bacon ranch is like $8 and something. But if you get the meal, it's the 6 cents, a bag of chips, or 2 cookies and a drink for $7.46.
Go to Subway, y'all.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't go to Subway. Make sure you're going to Food Line. You're getting them with rotisserie chickens.
No.
Yes, we're going to Food Line. Chickens. Yes.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, if y'all hungry,
the wing bar is $8.99 a pound.
See, that's expensive.
That is.
No,
for some food that tastes like McDonald's
meal deal, but don't come to my Subway.
They would never find your Subway.
If y'all come to my Subway, I make it.
Don't ever come to my Food Line. Don't ever go there.
Yeah. Have her make you some cupcakes.
No, I haven't made cupcakes in a long time. I think it's been like 3 weeks.
Dude, I haven't made cupcakes in like 8 years.
A reminder, guys, make sure you guys are registered to vote. If you live in Puerto Rico, it is too late to register to vote for governor, but make sure that you are out there and telling people to vote for the change and let their voice be heard. And everybody else who lives in the United States of America, tell your mama to register to vote, tell your auntie, your uncle. You got kids that are
your dad
above the age of 18. Your pops, your grandpa, your godfather. Tell everybody.
Your pastor, yeah, tell your pastor.
Yeah. And tell a friend to tell a friend.
Right.
Isn't that a song?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. What else is next? Quote of the day. It's not really a quote. If you guys want to go and look it up, it's Medea go to jail. You can look up the little transcript of what she said to let them go.
I can hear her saying it. Let them go.
I just really like when she compares the people around her into like a tree where you have your roots and then you have your branches, but your branches can break off, and then you have your leaves that like come and go for the season. So I felt like that fed in with what we talked about today. Kayla's in my roots, so she can't go nowhere unless I collapse. I just like Song of the day.
My song.
Do 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 do.
It's gonna be Wonderwall by Oasis. I don't think I've said that one yet.
Okay. Give me a second, guys.
How's she gonna do that to me and then she gonna talk about some give me a second?
Because you took your time, I'm gonna take mine.
Yeah, but it's been more than a second.
Okay, and I'm Puerto Rican. We be on CPT.
Nah, wait a minute.
You know, I'll be on CPT time because that's times 2, okay?
Oh my God. Yo, she don't speak English.
And I don't speak Spanish.
I really don't know what you would be speaking for
I'll
real.
be speaking English.
Spanglish.
Spanglish?
Spanglish.
Oh, Spanglish.
It's like broken Spanish. You know, it's that. Never mind.
Like ghetto, like New York.
No,
type of like Spanish and English.
Yeah.
I don't think
it's like not no Sabo kids, but like you're halfway there, like kind of like you.
You're so mean. Anyways, but Benny came out with a new song. It's called Una Velita, and it talks about Hurricane Maria that has happened 7 years ago and how the government's corrupt and how we need a new government and how people are still suffering to this day, living under a tarp because of what the government has done. Oh. So go check it out, because if you're a real Puerto Rican or if you know your history with Puerto Rico, you will love that song and you will cry. So have a box of tissues.
Okay.
And without further ado, this is our shortest episode yet, but as you can see, we're in a new area that's
my living room.
Don't miss out on all the fun, laughter, wisdom, and tears. Don't forget to
put your mama on.
Subscribe to Deep College Thoughts on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Deep College Thoughts, TikTok at Deep College Thoughts. Our personal Instagrams are jotty.2real
and Kayla_Mo with 4 E's.
And
until next time. Bye. Bye.